Hello and welcome to Herald TV News Bulletin with me, Conal Rosario. Three goons who threatened Herald's North Goa reporter Asmita Polji and another reporter for covering the story of loud music in Anjuna have not been arrested so far. Polji, along with other journalists, had gone to inquire about the restaurant which was belting out loud music from 5 p.m. to well past midnight and disturbing the elderly, the sick and the students of St. Anthony Prayas Varo in Anjuna. The goons threatened the reporters, used abusive language and named their godfather in the video. The two reporters have filed a police complaint and the FIR has been lodged against 3 persons at Anjuna police station. But the goons are still at large.
2 reporters had gone to find out the source of the loud music at Anjuna. When they reached the restaurant, 3 goons accosted them, abused and threatened the reporters. Though FIR has been filed and the goons identified, no arrests have been made so far. Allegedly, one accused is the owner of the controversial property.
तुम्ही आता त्याका किती आडीता त्याका किती आडीता त्याका किती आडीता त्याका ओळखता ते सेपरेट झाले
And we just spoke to our reporter who was threatened and abused yesterday with another reporter from another media house, and our reporter has already filed an official complaint. FIR has been lodged. Panchnama also has been done. Police has identified all the 3 accused persons, but however search operations are on. DYSP has already formed a team. The high authorities from the police forces have already formed 2 teams to and have initiated the search operations. However, it's been more than 24 hours now that the attack has happened, but no action. Neither they have been traced nor they have been arrested till date. Our reporters and our team has already submitted the evidence of what happened on site, and police are yet to investigate and take action. All we demand is justice. And we all say that if a pillar of democracy is threatened and abused when they go as to voice up people's issues, and this is what happens, it's completely wrong. However, we will give you more updates, and these are some of the inputs that are happening, but it's been more than 24 hours that nothing has been done. Neither they are arrested nor they have been traced so far. Only they have been identified and search operation is on.
Meanwhile, the eyewitnesses came forward and recorded a statement before the police and submitted evidence. The police have formed 2 teams to arrest the accused, and a search warrant has been issued.
Journalist who is on duty, and today you came in support also, you recorded your statement also. So what do you have to say on attack on journalists?
Now see, we were the ones who actually called them because we knew that if they could come and cover our story, then it would reach to people, because that is what they are doing. We today, if we know anything what's happening in this world, in and around, it's because of the journalists only. If they don't publish, if they don't quote, we won't be aware of anything what is happening. So our trust was in them for this purpose, that we knew that they would help us in some way. So we called them. Now they are on duty, they are only doing their work. We have called them. And what is happening with them, that is absolutely not tolerable. Now they have not even come and questioned you or attacked you or somehow put you in a shame. They were doing their duty. So I don't think anybody has any right to abuse any reporter on duty or even otherwise to act this way. That is absolutely wrong. It's not acceptable for anybody. It is their duty, and I don't think anybody can stop them from doing their duty. It's part of their job role. That is what they are doing. They were not doing anything wrong. So then the loud noises started coming. Are आमी तुका पळयतले, आमी तुका वळखता, तू कहो घालताय, आमी पळयतले, तू कहो घालतलोय तेत पळोवया. So then we turned back to see what has happened. So then we saw that they have stopped his bike and they are threatening him. It was in the middle of the road only, and those 3 people, they are all at the side and they are questioning him, तू कहो घालतलोय, कहो किया काढलोय, and they were talking all of that and firing backwards. Then I went a little ahead. Then I saw Asmita. She came and he started going on her also. So she removed her video and he went on her, literally in front, abusing her also, firing bad words to her and saying the same thing. All these 3 things, all these 3 people were around and they were doing all this mess. Playing anything against them. Our issue was only with the noise. Nothing, we never took their name. They are the property owners over there, and they have given it on rent to some Delhi people who are running it. So our request was only to lower the music, nothing else. So I don't. There was actually not even necessary for them to come in this involved to do all of this thing.
Clinton D'Souza, Asmita Polji for Herald TV.
People at large have spontaneously come forward and slammed the goons for attack on the media, saying this is cowardice. They said a lot of illegalities were being promoted in the Bardez Beach Belt with the help of godfathers. They also said there were directions by the High Court to have a sound monitoring committee in the beach belt, but so far nothing has happened. Meanwhile, the Goa Union of Journalists has demanded strict police action against the trio who abused and threatened journalists in Anjuna.
People at large spontaneously came forward and slammed the goons for attack on the media. They said journalists were only exposing the illegalities along the Bardez beach belt as part of their duty. They demanded to implement the High Court's suggestion that sound monitoring committee has to be established in the beach belt. The Goa Union of Journalists has said this incident should not be treated lightly and demanded the strictest possible action against the three who not just stopped journalists from doing their duty but also threatened them without fear of the law. It is the responsibility of the police to ensure that journalists are protected while discharging their duties and those who obstruct are punished, Goa Union of Journalists said.
ते प्रेसवाले आमचे तांची ड्युटी ते करताले. आतां ते ड्युटी करता आसतना कितें तरी इन्वेस्टिगेशन करताले तांकां ते थ्रेटनिंग करप आनी एटॅकिंग करप हें सारकें ना. तर एक म्हत्वाचें म्हणटा तें फ्रिडम पळय आहा दिल्ली आहा फॉर इन्वेस्टिगेशन रिपोर्टींग ती एक फ्रिडम यूज करपाक जाय आनी कोणूय पळय ही फ्रिडम यूज करता तांकां एटॅक करप आनी कितें कितें थ्रेट बी दिवप हें सारकें न्हू. पूण एक बरें दिसता की पुलिसीन रोखडेच एक्शन घेतले आनी अशें पुलीस कितें तरी करतले आनी तांकां हें करतले एक्शन तांचेर घेतले कित्याक असले थ्रेटनींग करप हें सारकें ना. आनी लोकांचे पळय हें आशिल्लें तें म्युजीक पास्ट मिडनायट बी चलता पळय तें सारकें ना.
I strongly condemn the acts of the gundas and hooligans of the noisemakers and the pollutions of sound of the run by the bars because of the bars and restaurants and the action of attacking the young lady reporter and young gent reporter. This is the shows of act of cowardice on their part and they want to hide their ill actions by attacking the press. But from any illness comes some goodness. So I strongly condemn, I sympathize with the young lady reporter and the young reporter, but because of the attack on the press, the fourth estate, which is powerful, only voice of the public, that this thing will be taken care of. Number of times people have gathered, they have formed groups and raised the issue with the police. एकट्यान एक पेटिशन फायल केला हायकोर्टान पेटिशन आहा आनी हायकोर्टान सावंड मॉनिटरींग कमिटी केल्ले आहा आनी सावंड मॉनिटरींग कमिटी from the Mandre border, Perne border to the other coastal, complete coast to the Sinkering coast, they have to monitor the sound and report. And for that, they have to buy sound meters. The police have to be provided with sound meters by the collectorate. The collector North Goa and the various deputy collectors should take this initiative to set up sound pollution committees and to monitor this. A business of a few cannot damage the entire village, an entire city and an entire area.
It is not only those playing loud music which are abusing journalists. They are also the drug mafia is there, a big drug mafia. Then there is the mafia which is selling fruits, vegetables contaminated there. So there is a big lobby of salespeople selling drugs, selling cheap food, adulterated food, and also people trying to push drugs as well as push prostitution.
Story by Devendra Gaonkar for Herald TV.
The attack on the journalist was orchestrated since journalists had visited the residence of St. Anthony Prayasvaro in Anjana over complaints of loud music that is being played by a restaurant from December 2021. Residents said that those who are sick, the elderly and even students are badly affected due to the loud music played by a bar and restaurant till late night. They said that their house doors and windows vibrate with the loud music being played. When journalists went to the restaurant to inquire about the noise pollution, the owners of the restaurant abused and threatened the journalists.
The residents of St. Anthony Prayasvaro in Anjuna are frustrated due to loud music played by the restaurant. The sick, the elderly, and even students are badly affected by the late night music. They said that their house doors and windows vibrate when the loud music is played.
Okay. परमिशेबलची लिमिट हा तितकी लोक आला आता नॉर्मल कितके रेस्टॉरंटात चलयतात एक नॉर्मल त्यांचो सॉफ्ट म्युझिक आसता तितून चलोया आनी धांक फोन करा न्हू सगळे लोक आमी कितें बारांक पासून जागीच रावपाचें हेंचे कानान टॉर्चर आयकून
सावंड सोडून घालतात सारखे फूल 50 लाखांचे हें आहा तेंचे सावंड सिस्टम 50 लाखांचे घालतात सोडून आपले
आवाज येता कितें पासून व्हडल्यान बदलून जालो तितून आमचे फाटल्यान आसा आमकां आवाज येता
तेजी सासूमाय हा 92 वर्सांची
आनी आतां आमी कशें कंप्लेन केला न्हू म्हणून सगळ्यांक घेवन ते धमकायतात म्हणजे तिका सांगता आमी तुमच्या चेड्या कामायलो काडटली हिंगा कोणाच्या गेस्ट हावसांनी तेंचे कोण स्टाफ रावता आमी तांकां काडटली आनी एका सांगतात आमी तांकां वचून हॅरेसमेंट करता आमी बोन कंप्लेन करून तेंचे बिजनेस वयता ताका लागून आमचेर तो लिगली एक्शन घेतलो कोण स्टाफांक हिंगा हें करचो ना इनवॉल्व करचो ना तो आमकां कळटा सांगता आमी लिगल एक्शन घेतले आमी तुमचेर हें करतले आनी कितें कितें हें कर तो हें आमकां आनी वयल्यान धमकायता येता आवाज तेंचो
तांकां सांगलें स्लो आवाज करात घाला तुमी म्युजीक स्लो घाला
स्पीकर आमकां फेस करतात आमकां कित्याक फेस हेका करा न्हू
आनी 4 वर्सां उरलेलीं रिटायर जावपाक हांव बरो ना म्हणून वॉलंटरी रिटायरमेंट केलो म्हाजे थोडे स्टाफ बेजार जाले आतां हें पळोवन बरो ना म्हणून बरो
ना म्हूण रिटायरमेंट घेतली पूण हांगा प्रॉब्लेम जाता
हो प्रॉब्लेम जावंक लागलो
ओनर ऑफ ममेर गेस्ट हावस आयज 35 वर्सां जालीं हांव हें चलयतां केन्नाच कोणाचेच प्रॉब्लेम नासलें डिसेंबरान हेंचे पयलें स्टार्ट जालें बरे भाशेन तांकां सांगलें तें आयकलें ते सांगता स्पीकर ते सायडीन घातला तुका कसो आवाज येतलो येवन चॅक करूंक जाय न्हू दुसरो तो एक्झॉस्ट आसा तेंचो किचनाचो असलो वास मारता हांवें ते इंक्लोजर केलें रेस्पेस करून आतां हांव भितर बसतां आवाज मातसो उणो येता आनी हे वासूय तेंच्या किचनाचो इतलो येयना पूण कितें जाता म्हाजे गॅस्ट कितें करतले सगळ्यांक इन्क्लोज करूंक जायना
Story by Ashmita Polji for Herald TV.
Chief Minister Pramod Sawant will begin his second innings as Chief Minister of Goa on Monday. Prime Minister Narendra Modi, Union Minister, Chief Ministers of other states are expected to be present on the occasion. Hectic preparations are on for the swearing-in ceremony at the Shyama Prasad Mukherjee Auditorium. A day prior to the event, Pramod Sawant said that he would make Goa the tourism capital of the world, begin the work on the Mopa Airport, complete the National Highway and Zuari Bridge works and generate employment for the youth.
Chief Minister Pramod Sawant will be sworn in for a second time on 28th March. Developing infrastructure in tourism and health are on the agenda. Sawant assures Swayam Goa 2.0 and reaching out to the last person. Sawant also talks of bringing in investment, doing skill development and generating employment.
दुसरे फावटी परत एकदा भारतीय जनता पार्टीचेर विश्वास दवरून गोंयांतल्या समेस्त नागरिकांनी म्हज्या सगळ्या गोंयकार भावा भयणींनी परत एकदा आमकां संद दिली पूर्ण बहुमताचें सरकार तुमी सगळ्यांनी निवडून दिलें त्या बद्दल समेस्त गोंयकारांक हांव मना काळजांतल्यान म्हज्या वतीन आनी म्हज्या पार्टी भारतीय जनता पार्टीच्या वतीन हांव तुमचो खूब खूब आभारी आसा तुमी परत एकदा भारतीय जनता पार्टीचेर विश्वास दवरलो आणि 20 आमदार तुम्ही सगळ्यांनी भारतीय जनता पार्टीचे निवडून दिले त्याबद्दल मना काळजांतल्यान तुमचो सदोदीत ऋणी उरतलो म्हज्या पार्टीत परत एकदा म्हजेर विश्वास दवरून आणि म्हज्या बरोबर आशिल्ल्या सबॉर्डिनेट सगळे आमदार हांच्यांनी म्हाका मुख्यमंत्री जावपाची संद ही परत एकदा दिल्या. आमी केंद्र सरकाराच्या सहकार्यात इन्फ्रास्ट्रक्चर डेव्हलपमेंटाची कामां खूब मोठ्या प्रमाणात हातात घेतली. विशेष करून केंद्रांतले मंत्री माननीय नितीन गडकरीजी हांच्या सहकार्यात खूब मोठ्या प्रमाणात इन्फ्रास्ट्रक्चरची कामां, मागीर रोड्स आसतले किंवा वॉटर सप्लायची कामां आसतली, WRDची कामां आसतली, इन्फ्रास्ट्रक्चर टुरिजमच्या बाबतींत आसतलो, इन्फ्रास्ट्रक्चर हेल्थाच्या बाबतींत आसतलो. ही सगळीं कामां आमी केंद्राच्या सहकार्यात डबल इंजिनच्या सरकारात खूब व्हडा प्रमाणात पुराय केली. अजुनूय कामां आमी पुराय करपाचे आसात. आमी मांडवीचो 3रो पूल पुराय केलो जाल्यार जुवारीचो 2रो पूल आनी नॅशनल हायवे कंप्लीट करपाचे आसा. काणकोणा सारकिल्या ठिकाणी आमी मनोहर पर्रीकर बायपास पुराय केलो. मार्मागांव तालुक्यात MPT खातीर जोडपी आमी नॅशनल हायवे कनेक्टिविटी दिली जाल्यार पेडण्या पासून काणकोण पर्यंत जोडपी नॅशनल हायवे पुराय जावपाच्या वाटेर आसा. मोपा इंटरनॅशनल एअरपोर्ट हो थोड्याच दिसांनी सुरू करपाचो आसा आनी हाच्या खातीर खरोखरूच डबल इंजिनच्या सरकारात खूब मोठ्या प्रमाणात आमकां केंद्र सरकारात मदत केली. म्हणून हे इन्फ्रास्ट्रक्चर आमी पुराय करपाक पावले. डिपार्टमेंटाच्या वतीन मोपा हांगासर एविएशन सेल होय सुरवात केल्लो आसा. थंयसरूय बी वेगवेगळ्या तरणाट्यांक आमकां स्कील डेव्हलपमेंट करपा खातीर खूब स्कोप आसतलो.
Bureau Report for Herald TV.
Kanakona BJP MLA Ramesh Tawadkar is tipped to be Goa's next Assembly Speaker. Tawadkar has filed his nomination for Speaker's post. Tawadkar had been a former MLA of Kanakona and the former sports minister in the Lakshmikant Parsekar BJP government. Since the BJP has the numbers, Tawadkar, the BJP's nominee, will sail through as Speaker of Goa's 8th Legislative Assembly.
Kanakon BJP MLA Ramesh Tawadkar is tipped to be Goa's next Assembly Speaker. Tawadkar has filed his nomination for the post of Speaker of Goa Assembly. The election of the Speaker will take place on 29 March 2022.
The prices of petrol and diesel have been hiked once again across the country on March 27th. The price of petrol was hiked by 50 paise on Sunday and diesel by 55 paise. This is the 5th fuel price hike in 6 days. The total price hike over the last 6 days is 3 rupees and 70 paise for petrol and 3 rupees 75 paise for diesel. The price of petrol now stands at 99.77 and the price of diesel at 91.02 in Goa.
The price of petrol was hiked by 50 paisa on Sunday and diesel by 55 paisa. This is the 5th hike in 6 days. People are totally dumbfounded by the price hike of fuel. The spiraling of fuel prices started on 22nd March with a 80 paisa hike on both petrol and diesel. Subsequently, there are fuel hike of 80 paisa on 23rd March, 25th March and 26th March. People are totally dumbfounded at the continued hike in fuel prices by oil companies.
सामान लोकांक म्हणल्यार इतले त्रास जाता की गरीब आसता पळय घराघरांनी एक एक गाडी घेवन भोंवता तांकां इतले त्रास जाता की तांकां सुविधापणे खंय भाजी हाडूंक वचूं कितें दूद हाडूंक वचूं म्हणल्यार चलून वचचें पडटा. खूब लोकांक त्रास जाता आनी पेट्रोलाचे इतले दाम वाडयलेला सरकारान मातशें कमी करूंक जाय.
सरकार जें आसा BJPचें हे लोकांक पिसोवन भायर करपाक फुडें चल्लां. आनी हेजें उदाहरण म्हटल्यार जे पेट्रोलियम प्रोडक्ट आसात इलेक्शना पयलीं आमी पळयलें की इमिजिएटली 6-7 रुपये तेणी देंवयले. जेन्ना 5 राज्यांची इलेक्शनां डिक्लेअर जाली लोक सारके खुशाल जाले पेट्रोल 6-7 रुपये देंवले मरे म्हणून. आनी इलेक्शनाचें हें स्वेरींग सेरेमनी जालें मात आतां कंटिन्युअस गेले 3 दीस 80 पयशांनी पर डे पेट्रोल वाडटा. जवळ जवळ 2 रुपया 30 पयस सुमार आतां पेट्रोल वाडले 3 दिसां. गॅस 50 रुपयांनी वाडयलो डॉमेस्टीक. सो लोकांक बारीक पळयत जाल्यार इतलो त्रास जावपाक लागला ह्या सगळ्या गजालीचो. जेन्ना डिझल वाडटा पर्टिक्युलरली जेन्ना डिझल वाडटा ऑटोमॅटिकली सगळे कडधान्य वाडपाक लागता. ट्रान्सपोर्टेशन वाडटा. एसेन्शियल कॉमोडिटी ज्यो आसात ज्यो लोकांक जिवनावश्यक डे टू डे ज्यो गजाली आसात त्यो वाडपाक लागता. आनी हेका लागून लोकांनी हेजेर खरो म्हटल्यार विचार करपाक जाय. आतां कांय लोक जे म्हणटात ते कांय दिशाभुली करता. दे आर कनेक्टींग दीस टू द वॉर युक्रेन एंड रशिया वॉर. त्या कसलो संबंद ना बारीक पळयत जाल्यार. हे जे हेंगेले जे जिमीक जे करतात हे फक्त लोकांक पानां पुसपाक करता आनी हेका लोकांनी निशेध करपाची इमिजिएटली गरज आसा.
There was an uproar at the Betalbati village panchayat meeting over the auction of the Sopor tender. Panchayat member demanded that it be done in a transparent manner. The Sarpanch agreed to concede to the demand of members and have the auction of the Sopor tender after the Gram Sabha meeting.
Uproar at Betalbati village panchayat meeting over the auction of Sopor tax. Panchayat members demanded that it be done in a transparent manner. Sarpanch of Betalbati agreed to have the auction of the Sopor tender after the Gram Sabha meeting.
संडे होता नेक्स्ट संडे होता आणि आज तेमी लास्ट संडे अनाउन्स केले ऑप्शन आहा सगळो लोक म्हणून ऑप्शन कित्याक करता ऑप्शन कर ग्राम सभा करूया मागीर ऑप्शन करूया त्या पासून तो सगळो लोक एकाय जालेला आनी तांकां ऑप्शन करून दिल ना पयली ग्राम सभा डेट दिय काल मिटींग जाली तेंगेली मिटींगे तें रेजोल्युशन केलें तें बुकाचेर की कांय ना सो आमी तांकां रेजोल्युशन बरोवन दिवंक जाय लोकांक एड्रेस टू द विलेजेस हे कितले सगळे प्रोजेक्ट पास करून उडयले हे लोकांक सांगप ना कांय ना तियात्र केले हेळे केले सगळें केलें आनी लास्टाक लोकांगे वॉयस आतां सप्रेस करूंक सोदताय ते पासून आज पावणे ऑप्शन आमी गेले सपोज मार्केटाचो ऑप्शन आसा सो ते आमी बंद केलां आनी आफ्टर द ऑप्शन आफ्टर द ग्रामसभा मिटींग ऑप्शन करूया आतां तेणें रेजोल्युशन बरोवन दिवंक जाय तेणें आमकां टू द एड्रेस टू द विलेजस
केन्ना करता म्हणून सांगला
दादाजी शॉप मागीर ट्राय करता सांगलें आमी एकटे जाले आमी पयलीं ग्राम सभा जाय
ग्राम सभा कितें ते इशूआचेर डिस्कस
चड इशू आहाय बाबा आनी दोन नेली 2 years जाले तेणी आतां हितून प्रोजेक्ट येयले प्रोजेक्ट पास करीत आहाय अरे प्रोजेक्ट येता ते लोकांक कळपा जाय न्हू
सो लोकांचो डिमांड जालो की पयली ग्राम सभा कर आनी मागीर ऑप्शन कर सो द ग्राम सभा वील बी हेल्ड फर्स्ट एंड द ऑप्शन इज देन पोस्टपोन टिल फर्दर due to first of all Gram Sabha we could not have due to unavoidable circumstances. First last year we could not have, last year means first earlier we could not have because of the COVID restrictions, and then we could not have because it was clashing with activities of programs or meetings here and there.
Marcos Gonsalves for Herald TV.
Those on the south to North Goa route on Sunday evening were in for a rude shock. They were caught unawares in traffic congestion at Kortalim. One lane of the road from Verna Slope to Zuari Bridge was blocked. It was reported that the traffic congestion was due to the VIP movement rehearsal ahead of the 28th March swearing-in ceremony of the new government.
Vehicle users on the south to North Goa route were in for a rude shock on Sunday. One lane of the road from Verna Slope to Zuari Bridge was blocked. It was reported that traffic congestion was due to VIP movement.
There has been a traffic jam for the past 1 hour here, and I believe it is because of the VVIP arrangements and rehearsal before they come tomorrow. I think this is a pathetic situation here. This shouldn't happen. A lot of petrol is wasted. A lot of time is wasted. Strange, government is strange.
Bureau report for Herald TV.
Hundreds of people are lining up to Ilir Chikalim to collect clams. Chikalim Biodiversity Chairman Cyril Fernandez has said that the new guidelines for issuing cards to people to collect clams should be implemented. Although it is nice that people can feast on the clams, Fernandez said outsiders do not know how to collect the clams. It is sad that people who don't know about clams have scraped the smallest clams as well before they could grow.
Chikalim Biodiversity Chairman says there is need for new guidelines for issuing cards to people to collect clams. Hundreds gathered to collect clams at Ilir Chikalim. People should not be allowed to scrape the smallest clams, he said.
खरें तें आयज इल्लेर आमचे फेस्त कशें दिसता लोकां पयलें जाल्यार जो लोक पळय आयज तिसरे काडून येयल्या बरी गोश्ट म्हणल्यार की तिसरे परत जावपा लागल्या ही एक बरी गोश्ट आनी आमकां रुबा भोगता की ह्या उदकान परत जीव येयलो म्हण फाटले 2-3 वर्सांक तिसऱ्यांचो जीव मेल्लो आनीक ताका लागून बरें दिसता की तिसरे इतली वाड तेजी पिकाची वाड जाली म्हणून. पूण दूख दिसता की इतले लोक जो पळय आयज तिसरे काडूं येयल्या ते तिसऱ्याचें म्हत्व नको. खंयची तिसऱ्याची सायज काडपा जाय ती बी नको. फाटीं आमच्या थोड्या चिखलेकारांनी दाखयल्ल्यो तिसऱ्यो बऱ्यो मोठ्यो आसल्यो त्यो. पूण आयज पळय हांवें तिसरी पळयल्या ज्यो काडलेल्यो आनी हांगा सगळे दवरलेले आहा जमा केल्ले आहा त्यो तिसऱ्यांची सायज सामकी ल्हान आहा. आमी परत परत मागोत येयल्ले आहा सरकारा कडेन आनी गोवा स्टेट बायोडायवर्सिटी कडेन हे बारीक तिसरी पळय काडटा तेजेर कंट्रोल उरपा जाय म्हूण. आयज पळय म्हणजे फाटल्यान पळय तो लोक पळयता तुमी लोकल लोक कोण ना जेंका पळय कितें सजमता तिसऱ्यांचे ते कोण ना. भायल्यांक कांय सजमना आनी तेंचेर कंट्रोल ना. ते बाबडे आयज येता आनी आपणाक जाय ते होरपून वचता. जेन्ना पळय ते होरपिता जीव जो नवो जाता तिसऱ्यांचो तो मरोन वयता तो काबार जाता. हें जावपा जायना. अशें तर जालें जाल्यार फाटीं पळय सुकाळ पडलेलो तिसऱ्यांचो तो परत येतलो आनी हें आमी स्टॉप करपा जाय प्रिवेंट करपा जाय जावपाचें. हांव मागता गोवा स्टेट बायोडायवर्सिटी बोर्डाच्या सेक्रेटरी कडेन प्रदीप शर्मा कडेन तांणी एक नवी गायडलायन्स आतां आमकां धाडलेलो तेणी दोनी BMC चिखलेच्यान सांकवाळचे ते ताबडतोब तेणी इम्प्लिमेंट करचे. बरे गायडलायन्स ते आहा आमी बी वेलकम केल्ले ते आनी तेतून सायजीची प्रमाणे लोकांक कार्ड दिवपाकूय तेणे उलयल्ले आहा. आयडेंटिफाय करपाक कोणाक सुट्टले उदक तिसरी काडपाक कोणाक हाडायतले तें तेणे इम्प्लिमेंट केल्यार हे असले हे जे एसॉल्ट पळय म्हणटा आमी उदकाचेर आनी तिसऱ्यांचेर तसलें आमच्यान प्रिवेंट करूं जाता.
Story by Kiran Borkar for Herald TV.
The two-day Luxury Symposium 2022 held in Goa at Saipan Hills Bardes on 26th and 27th March with Minister of State for Culture and External Affairs Meenakshi Lekhi as the chief guest. She said that the symposium was a curtain raiser as to what India had to offer and added that brand India had to be taken forward since she claimed we are the originals, whether it is jewelry, garments, embroidery or handwork.
A two-day luxury symposium 2022 was held in Goa at Saipan Hills Bardes. Minister of State for Culture and External Affairs Meenakshi Lekhi was the chief guest. The foundation promotes creative thinking through dialogue and exchange of ideas.
Is to strengthen the voice of India globally by showcasing India's talents. Today at the symposium, we invite an interactive conversation with stalwarts, world-class creative thinkers, international business leaders, entrepreneurs, investors and government officials, all on one platform.
I can't miss those words. A true inspiration and a real friend. I have to tell you, she had another appointment at 5:30 in the morning tomorrow. So the easiest thing for her to have done was to cancel this trip and say, Ritu, I'm sorry, I will not be able to come. But she's coming by the 3 o'clock flight and she's going back by the 10 o'clock flight. So she's really a friend you can count on, and saying that to a politician is saying a big deal. So thank you so much for being here. We are also honored to have with us Her Highness Queen Diambi of Congo. It's her first trip to India, and I must say she's chosen very well because couldn't be better than Goa. So it's lovely that she's come to Goa, and that's her first view of India.
Very few countries in the world can claim a heritage which is 6,000, 7,000, 8,000 year old. Can you imagine India showcasing a man-made dock which is 7,000 years old in Lothal? Which country in the world can claim that? And that is the heritage we have. And the best part, I think people keep talking about human rights and diversity and what else. So I always say, you want to really see diversity, come to my country. Every city will give you a different flavor of food, of clothing, of religion we follow, all the things that we do. And yet we are one.
Story by Devendra Gaonkar for Herald TV.
That's all we have in today's news bulletin. Thank you for watching Herald TV News. For more news alerts, please follow us on O Heraldo on Facebook and Twitter. Take care and goodbye.